biggest mistake you made with money?
Blow it on women.
What's the most amount of money you spend on women, in your opinion?
To this day, believe it or not, she has no clue what I do for a living. Miami is very fake, but
You're in a fight. The guy is a professional Muay Thai fighter or professional jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Which one do you think is going to win? Muay Thai versus BJJ?
I would go with be the best fighter in the world. You can't dodge a bullet.
So millionaires and billionaires, they want to teach and share. People can also fake their way to success. They got the car, they got this, they got the place. It could all be rented. My grandmother left me $150,000 in the life insurance, right? So I'm a kid. I'm 16 years old at the time, right? So what I do, I went to buy a bike and I bought 5 cars. There's a lot of people that will help you with credit or help you with funding. They got poor credit scores. And they ain't got no funding.
Really?
100%.
What do you do for work, boss?
I'm an investment consultant. I manage money for clients.
So you move money around.
Yes, I do.
So what's the number one lesson you learned about money?
Conservatism.
Explain.
It doesn't matter how much money you make. If you spend it all, if you make a lot of money, you have to invest wisely and spend conservatively. That's what I mean by that.
So someone's going to say, yo, but I make a lot of money. I want to live my life. YOLO. What would you tell him?
That's what we do. We live our life very comfortably, spend a lot of money, while at the same time being mindful that there's always tomorrow. You have to be wise in our spending.
So what's the number one lesson you learned about money that you wish they taught you in school when you were younger?
Investments.
Explain that.
You have to think about the future. You have to think about having a nest egg in the event something were to go wrong with your current job. Because life throws a lot of curveballs at you. So you have to plan for unexpected events.
So let me ask you this. What was the biggest mistake you made with money?
Blow it on women.
So let me ask you a question. Not her. So let me ask you this. What's the most amount of money you spend on women, in your opinion?
One particular person?
One person, let's say.
Oh my God.
I don't know if she wants to hear this.
Maybe 20,000.
Really?
Yes.
What did you get them?
You know what? I reserve the right to stay silent.
So you plead the fifth.
Yes.
So let me ask you a question. A lot of guys, they make a lot of money, they start spending it on girls, this and that. What would you tell them in those situations? What kind of advice would you give them?
I would tell them to grow up, because, at the end of the day, when the money runs out, so will the women.
Really?
Absolutely.
So you think that she's only with you because you have the money?
No. She's an exception to the rule.
Why is that?
Let me tell you, she just has that je ne sais quoi. Our relationship was based on true love. I didn't spend money on her for an entire month.
Test her.
To test her. And she, to this day, believe it or not, she has no clue what I do for a living.
Let me ask you this. Do you think men should share their financial challenges or journey or how much they make, how much they have with the woman they're dating or going to get married to?
No, I don't think men should do that. Because relationships or marriage should be based on true love. Yeah, it should not be based on your financial ability to take care of them. It should be based on true love. That's what sustains a relationship. Because money ultimately runs out. A lot of guys with money or flaunting their money, guess what? Those relationships never last forever.
So let me ask you this. If a guy is busting his ass, he's trying to make money, but he's not getting there. He's still broke. He's still living paycheck to paycheck. Should he be in a relationship? Yes or no?
Absolutely. Not only that, he should have a woman to support him through that journey. Absolutely.
So why do a lot of women say, I would never be with a man that doesn't have the money? We hear that a lot in Miami.
No, that's true. That's because Miami is very fake, but... Right. Let's face it. There are a lot of fake people in Miami. And Miami is all based on material things, and sadly, that's why I'm with my beautiful woman here. Because our relationship is solely based on true love.
So let me ask you a question. Why did you choose him over all the other men out there?
He's different. It's our chemistry. It's truly chemistry with us.
So let me ask you a question. Is it important for you to have a man that actually has his finances in check, or did it matter to you when you started dating him?
It's truly our chemistry. It is just pure chemistry with us.
There are a lot of things in life you can fabricate, but the one thing you cannot fabricate, regardless of financial wellness, is chemistry. Chemistry, it's either there or it's not.
I love it. Last question. Someone's watching this. They're busting their ass. They're failing with money. They're failing. I know everyone says don't give up, all this. What would you tell them? One specific, unique advice that you would tell someone that's watching this.
Someone that's failing with money basically needs to go back to the drawing board and do some serious soul searching about where they fell short. Because as human beings, we have the tendency to blame others for our mistakes. Blame others. Pointing fingers, that's the easy part. But the hard part is looking at yourself in the mirror and say, okay, what did I do wrong? And then basically just go back to the drawing board and start all over. And by the way, it's never too late. It's never too late to rebuild your life. It's never too late to rebuild your finances. That's the advice.
I love it. Last question, just after this. What's the most amount of money you made in a year?
Wow,
Inspire the youth.
That's getting really personal, but I would say 7 figures.
So let me ask you a question. How old were you when your first 7 figures?
I was 50.
50?
50, 50.
So it took you that long?
Yes.
Was it worth the wait?
It was absolutely worth the wait. And she'll attest to it. I don't believe in cutting corners. It's hard work. The industry that I'm in is highly competitive, and
But you did it.
and I did it. I did it.
Do you think you could have done it in half the time?
Possibly, but I took a different approach. I just decided to take a different approach. Could have done it half the time in doing other things, but I opted not to do that.
I respect it. God bless you guys. Awesome. What do you do for work, boss?
Well, I do a few things for work, but I work now with a lot of fighters, Michael, mainly with the BKFC, so Bare Knuckle Fight Championship. And our whole plan is to help the fighters get more fights, help the fighters get more sponsorship, train them on the media aspect of things, because media nowadays is so important that it's all about your brand. So if you can come across better in front of a media channel, therefore all these other elements will add to your portfolio.
So you in the fighting business?
In the fighting business, I've been fighting myself since about 10 years of age.
Really?
I'm now the wrong side at 30 to be selling out stadiums. So all I can do now is just pass on my knowledge to younger fighters, both male and female, and hopefully see them onto the next level.
What's the number one lesson you learned about fighting that helped you in success and in life?
The number one lesson I learned about fighting is that no man or woman is ever on top. No matter what position you're in, there's always a chance to either get out of that bad position that you're in, or if you're on top, you got to be careful, because an injury could be coming, you could lose a fight, or you could lose something else that's dear to you in life. And you just got to come over that adversity each time and find a way out of it.
How did you battle adversity when you were trying to climb that mountain, when you were fighting and training and fighting and training? Didn't see the success yet. How did you kind of, fight that battle, so to say?
If I'm being truly honest, when I was truly at my prime, I didn't have many people around me that had done it before me. I'm from a very small country, and if people think you want to become a pro fighter, they think you're a little bit disillusional. What I love about the US of A is that anything is possible here. Doesn't always mean it's going to work out, but certainly people always aim for the top in whatever industry they're in. It could be business, it could be fighting, it could be doing the media game like yourself, Michael. So what I learned was that you should learn from your mistakes. So one of the big things I've always done with young people is try and coach them on the way up. If you coach them on the way up, at least you can pass on a message going forward and not let them fall into the potholes that you might have fallen into.
What's the number one mistake you see a lot of young fighters make that is so unique advice that you would give them?
Well, we're in the heart of Brickell right now, and I would say, partying, being very honest with
the
you.
fighters?
Yeah, fighters that are truly successful. Last weekend, there was a lady called Katie Taylor that took on Amanda Serrano. It was the biggest women's fight of all time. It was a full woman's card. What I know about Katie Taylor, because I know her personally, is the fact that that lady is just dedicated to the fight game. She's just dedicated to looking after her family and just dedicated to God. So there's a reason why she's world famous, is because she just focused on those elements and she didn't get distracted about all the other pleasures of life. So unfortunately with fighters is that sometimes there's a lot of voids to fill if you're injured or if you're waiting on the next fight. Boredom is a big problem there, and people enjoy themselves, try and be social. And there's a nice healthy mix, but it's just that when you're young and you want to be social, there's a lot of temptations there, and then people end up down a slippery slope.
Let me ask you a quick question. You're in a fight. The guy is a professional Muay Thai fighter or professional jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Which one do you think is going to win? Muay Thai versus BJJ?
I would go with Muay Thai.
Really?
I haven't been to Thailand just yet. Coming from that part of the world and some of the camps I've seen from guys that I know that have personally gone there, they've upped their game like 10 times going over there. So that's a place in the world where from a very young age as kids, they're not mollycoddled and wrapped in cotton wool, and they basically learn from the bottom up. So therefore, when it comes to being a Muay Thai fighter, they just have it from a very early age, and you cannot shake that sometimes.
So what about in a street fight though?
See, the problem is in 2025 in a street fight, nothing is fair. So
That's true.
for any fighter out there, do not get involved in a street fight, because you might not win. And you can't, in a day off where people are cowards and they use weapons, you can be the best fighter in the world, you can't dodge a bullet.
I love it. God bless, man. My man Paul. What do you do for work, boss?
Hey man, I connect with people like you, bro. But honestly, I help entrepreneurs and business owners get with people like you so they get more exposure.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What's the toughest thing about business for you?
Honestly, it's delegating and organizing, bro. Because for me, it's hard to trust people to give them the assignment. It's been tough to do that through the years. But as we start to find more and more people that can fill the role that's really capable of doing the job, it gets easier.
So do you think delegation is the key to actually scaling your business, growing your business?
Delegation is the 100% key to growing and scaling. You gotta know what you need to delegate, and you have to trust to allow people to do their job. But yeah, it's definitely number one thing for growing your
So
business.
someone that's watching this, they're overwhelmed, they got a lot of business going through, they're cooking, they're growing. What would be some tips to actually start scaling and delegating those things? How do you know what to do in that specific stage?
I'll get a mentor ASAP, bro. I will 100% get a mentor. Find somebody that's doing what you want to do, that's successful, and then grab a mentor. So whether it's pay them, find if they got a program, maybe even go to a conference or a summit. You need to get with somebody that's already has the information and has success in that field, so then you can follow them.
But let me ask you this. Everyone says get a mentor, go to this, go to that. And let me ask you this. Why would someone that already knows how to do something help you out?
Because at the end of the day, right, we all get there from helping people. So someone that already has success, they want to make sure the next person also has that success. I never met somebody that didn't want to teach me something that was successful. So millionaires and billionaires, they want to teach and share, but the student has to be prepared. Normally, people that are not helping are the ones that are scarce. If I'm trying to do something and someone's trying to do the exact same thing, but we're on the same level, we don't want to share the information. But listen, man, I learn stuff and I give it away immediately. Like I learn something, I read a book, watch YouTube, get with someone. I want to help as many people as possible because I live in abundance. I don't live in scarcity.
Let me ask you a question. How do you know who's the right person to learn from? Because everyone says they got it, they know it, they've seen it, they've done it. How do you know?
So obviously you could look at what are the fruits? What are the fruits of their labor? But even past that, you got to start doing the testimonials. Who have they worked with and did they get sick? Reviews are also important as well because people can also fake their way to success. They got the car, they got this, they got the place. It could all be rented. It could all be like a whole figment of their imagination, but it seems real to other people. So I would go 100% through the testimonials and find out exactly who have they helped and do they have the real results.
Let me ask you a question. Let's say I want to mentor you. What would you do to verify that I am actually a real mentor? I got the fruit, I got all the labor outside of testimonials and outside of reviews, because anyone can make that shit up. How do you know that I'm actually going to legitimately help you to succeed and give you the time, the energy, and resources outside of looking at reviews and testimonials?
So the first thing I'm going to say is I'm going to ask your wife. You know what I'm saying? Or in your case, your fiance.
Wife, actually.
Yeah, well, your wife. She gonna keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? She gonna let me know if you're someone that has integrity, if you're a man of your word. Secondly, I'm gonna do some research on you to see if you actually did the thing. Like for instance, there's a lot of people that will help you with credit or help you with funding. They got poor credit scores and they ain't got no funding.
Really?
100%.
You see that shit?
I've seen it. I've even worked with people that are in the funding space that want to get exposure, but when I let them know how much it costs for them to invest in themselves to get exposure, they don't want to get the exposure. They don't want to spend the money. So you help people get access to other people's money, but then you don't want to spend other people's money so you can get access in front of more people so you can do the thing that you said.
So it's like the coaches coaching coaches how to coach other coaches, basically.
100%, but this is the thing. The coaches are coaching coaches. Some of them are actually doing the thing and getting the result.
Some of them are good.
Some of them are actually good. But then you have people that are not doing the thing, that are not getting the results, that are just leaning on, let's say, my results and showing my results as their results so they can get to the money. They're not really trying to help you.
So let me ask you a question. What's the last thing you spent money on that was either a mentor, a course, a coach, or someone that helped you out?
Honestly, the last thing I spent money on was actually learning how to get more brand deals and sponsors for one of my businesses.
Really?
So I have someone that I'm looking into literally right now.
So you're looking for someone right now?
Literally right now. They already did it. So I already know that's an investment. That's an investment so I can learn, right? But it's a cheat code. But this is the thing. It's not an expense. All I'm doing is investing the money into me by way of them so I can get access to their information so that I can move it along faster.
Last question. Have you been burned before by paying for the wrong person, wrong course, wrong membership, wrong mentorship?
I think that's the cost of doing business, man. At the end of the day, a lot of us have been burned by the
Joey Schmoes?
Well, not the Joey Smokes, but we've been burned by the United States educational system. People ain't talking about that burn. That's a slow burn.
That's
You know what I'm
true.
saying? Super slow burn. So you're gonna go get a degree that you can't use, and then when you try to apply to a job, they say you need experience, but you can't get experience because you've been in school. And then when you actually get the job, your school that you pay for probably costs 6 figures, but then the job's only paying 5 figures. So now you end up with debt, and they don't give you the real information. They don't talk to you about credit, they don't talk to you about funding, they don't talk to you about budgeting, they don't talk to you about investing. So how are you going to actually get out of it? So that's really the scam to me, right? That's the burn to me.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
One lesson you learned about money that you wish they taught you in school when you were younger.
Profit first. Profit first. That's when you take in profit first instead of using the profit or the revenue that you're getting to pay the bills. So now you're gonna organize your money so you know exactly where your money is. So I'm gonna pay myself first because I generated the money. So every time I get paid, I get paid. And then I'm gonna put some money away for my bills, for investing, for entertainment, for leisure, for my future family, for my future investments. Like all the things you wanna do, take the money and separate it into the certain buckets, and you're always gonna have money for the things that you wanna do. That's probably one of the hardest things I learned outside of school. That plus getting access to other people's money so you can use other people's money to then invest and create cash flow. And then you live off the cash flow and then invest that cash flow.
This all sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I'm 19, I'm watching this video, I'm like, oh my God, this sounds so amazing. Where's the action step? How do I find someone that's a good mentor? Because everyone says they're a mentor.
Yeah.
How do I find the right person to say, you know what, this is the person I need to invest in so I can learn how to profit, so I can learn how to do that? Everyone's talking these days. We're in Miami,
if
bro.
I'm 19 and I don't really got access to money, the first thing I'm doing is I'm getting books and I'm going to YouTube.
University.
Yeah, so that's the perfect thing for you to do. So if you want to learn about business credit, business funding, if you want to learn about budgeting, if you want to learn about investing, go to YouTube. Get all that information first. Get comfortable. Then when you're comfortable, you can start looking for the person to actually invest the money in.
Last question. Biggest flop, biggest mistake, biggest failure you had in life that you want to share publicly to inspire someone?
Bro, I had two. I'm gonna give you two. The first one, right? My grandmother left me $150,000 in the life insurance. Right? So I'm a kid. I'm 16 years old at the time, right? So what I do, I went to buy a bike and I bought 5 cars. Went through the money.
Really?
Right? I had no mentor. I had no father, no older brother. all my parents, relatives, they all passed when I was young. So I had no one to really pass on the information to me or what to do with the money. And then the person that was working at Charles Schwab, who gave me the check for $150,000, right? When I'm a kid, he didn't even break it down. He just handed me the check.
He just gave you the money.
Right? So
16 years old.
100%. So what he could have did, and I'm not blaming on him, but he could have been like, yo, listen, I'm gonna explain to you how you receive this money. And I know you 16, you ain't gonna listen, but here, below 75,000 or whatever you want, take this other 75 and let's put it back into how you end up giving it. The same thing that your grandmother did. So when you get older, you have some money. So that's the first thing. I just blew the whole bag, 150,000. The second thing is when I had a clothing company, it was very successful. Made it to 7 figures. I didn't have no coaches, no mentor, none of that, no guidance. But we made it to seven figures, surprisingly. What I did was I was borrowing from my property to invest into my clothing company. I didn't know about credit, didn't know about funding. I didn't even know that I can borrow from the equity from my own property to invest. So I was using my own cash, right? So when we started to have issues with cash flow, I wasn't paying my mortgage, right? So then my house got foreclosed on. And it was a house that I grew up in. It was a house that my grandmother fought for to purchase when she moved from, a different state. She was living in New Jersey. They bought a house in Boston. So when I lost that house, bro, I was super embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? I was telling people that I sold and I this and
it was painful.
Because it was painful and I was hella embarrassed and I really felt ashamed. So for years I couldn't even go back to that street, the street that I grew up on. So those two things I would say, those was definitely some moments, but those are learning moments. So if anyone out there, you know what I'm saying, you're young, I would say learn from my lessons, but always look for someone that has the information, because there's always things that you don't know, but the information is there, right? And people want to give it to you, and now since we're in the information age, it's literally just out there for you. ChatGPT, YouTube, Google, it's all out there for you.
Last question. What happened to those 5 cars, and would you buy that house again?
I will 100% buy the house again, obviously because of real estate, it goes in value. The house is probably worth over $1 million right now. And then, bro, I bought 2 Subarus.
Oh my
I
God.
bought a Legacy, I bought an Impreza, I bought 2 BMWs, and I bought a
one for every freaking day.
and I bought a Honda Civic DX stick, and I had a motorcycle. You know what I'm saying?
I was gone now.
All of them gone. Yeah. I mean, one of the BMWs I crashed, and I got a new BMW. And all the other cars I used them and then sold them. And then the bike, I was going crazy riding the bike, and then motorcycle. And then eventually I just sold it.
God bless you, man.
100%.